Can you use denim for structured projects like bags or upholstery? Yeah, definitely. Heavier denim gets super heavy. Like a 14-ounce denim is like gonna be like practically cardboard. Yeah, the bags keep their shape without any interfacing, so that should be no problem. Right now, I am preparing the fabric. I'm just getting it all ironed out, getting rid of any creases, any flaws, just making sure everything sits nice so I can get my pattern marked onto the fabric. Ironing is super important. Definitely do not skip ironing in any of your projects. It just flattens out all the fabric, make sure there's no wrinkles, so when you cut out your pattern and there's a wrinkle and it unwrinkles, your pattern is no longer going to work. And you don't want to waste your fabric, and overall it just makes the product look much nicer when it's all ironed. Now that I have my fabric all ironed out, I'm going to start tracing out my pattern. I'm going to make a line that is 17 inches long, and we're just going to make a square, 17 by 17. I'm marking this out on a fold to make sure I get two of the exact same pieces. The adjustment, because it wasn't a right angle. Over here on the bottom, I'm going to go up 2 inches, make a mark, go out 2 inches, make a mark, kind of connect those. I'm going to make my little box over here. And now I'm just going to do that on the other side too. Now that I have my pattern drawn out, I'm going to cut through both layers so I make two pieces that are exactly the same. Don't forget to cut out these squares as they're very important and creates the shape of the tote bag in the very end. I'm going to go ahead and make the exact same measurements onto my lining fabric. So it is a 17 by 17 square. Normally I would use tailor's chalk, but today I ran out of that, so I'm going to be using a Sharpie. Using a Sharpie is definitely not preferable as it is permanent and sometimes it can be seen on the other side of the fabric. Don't forget to draw the bottom box 2 inches up, 2 inches out. Alright, that's all drawn out. I'm gonna cut it out. Once again, don't forget to cut out your boxes as they are very important to maintain the shape. Right now, I'm just measuring out to find the desired strap length. I would like my bag to sit just around right here, so 37 inches. Come over here and mark that out. That was 37 long. From there, I'm going to go up 3.5. I'm doing this on a fold too, just to make two of the exact same pieces again. 2 straps. Now that all of our pieces are cut out, we're good to go ahead and start ironing. I'm going to take one of my straps, fold it directly in half to find the center line, and press it down all the way through. Unfold everything. Now I can see my center line, turn my material over, and I'm just going to take the top and fold it right down to the middle and press that. Do the exact same for the other side. Just going to fold that right in half, line up the edges, and iron it shut. And then that's all the ironing for the strap, and we just need to do the exact same thing for the next one. Alright, so I'm going to make a line 1.5 inches down from the top all the way across both pieces. I'm going to take both of those pieces and fold down the top right to that line and then press it down. I am using the wrong side of my fabric just because I prefer the way it looks. I like the dullness over the shiny of the pink. You're going to mark on your wrong side of the fabric and fold down right to that line and then press it down. So since I don't work with satin that often, I'm not so familiar on how to iron it really. So on the last one, I pressed a little too hard, pulled a little too hard, and had some pulls. And so this time I'm being a bit more careful so I don't do that again. So since I am using a Sharpie on a see-through fabric, you can see through. You can see the Sharpie. Don't make the same mistake. Do not use a permanent marker on a see-through fabric. So I am about to sew the outside of this strap, the edges together. I'm going to line them up, sew it right down, just so we have a clean edge. I am doing this at a stitch length of 4, just so it's more decorative and you can kind of really see the stitches and just gives it a nicer look. We are going to do another stitch on the edge just to make it look nice. I'm going to sew the outside together first, wrong sides together, or right sides together, I should say. Line these up, should be the exact same size because they're cut a fold. And I'm going to pin from here to here, the bottom, and this side. Do not sew these boxes yet. And like I said before, I'm going to be using the wrong side of the fabric as the right side. We're just going to stitch from here down, the bottom, the other side. Now that the sides and the bottom are sewn and not the box, you're going to come over here and you're just going to grab the middle of it, this like point, and you're gonna line it up just like that. Then you're gonna take your seam and kind of just spread it out and pin it up right in the middle. Alright, so now that the little boxes and the sides and everything is all sewn up, going to turn this right sides, pop out the corners a bit here, take your lining, just leave it the way it is, and you're just going to drop it in there. I need to mark out where the strap is going to sit, and I'm just going to measure out, say, 3 inches from the seam, including the part that's already sewed up. This is all preference. You can put these wherever you like. Going to make the same marks on the other side. I'm going to find the seam over here and the seam over here, and I'm going to just line it up in there. And I'm going to pin that together. Now I'm going to go on the other side and do the exact same thing. Now that those two are pinned in, we're going to take our strap, line it up right there, and pin. Now make sure your strap has no weird bends or anything when you sew it up. You want it to sit properly. Now you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Now that I have my lining pinned all up and the straps all lined up and pinned in, I'm going to go ahead and just sew around this edge and just make sure I get the lining in there so it all stays together. take out all the pins, then I'm going to go ahead and stitch closer to the top just to connect this piece so it's not flapping like that. Alright, here it is, a nice simple denim tote bag. I really like to personalize my bags, like to add pockets and patches and stuff like that. Stay tuned and thank you for watching.